Okay, welcome to our coaching chat Zoom. We are on a topic today that, in my opinion, if you would make sure you're muted. In my opinion, one of the most valuable skills to develop and learn. And nobody comes to this business knowing all the ins and outs of how to do this business. And even if we're good at this original connecting with people, we always can learn more. I always love hearing how other people start up a conversation and get into a conversation. But before we get into that, we're going to talk about 4 A's. And I always have to have some way to remember how to learn something. So these 4 A's, these 4 A's that, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stop a minute. And I still hear some background noise, so we're going to mute everyone, but no, you can unmute yourself when you need to. Okay, sorry about that. All right, let's get back into, okay, so we're going to kind of set this up. And just to give you an analogy, my husband always talks about, he travels a lot. And so if you can picture this analogy, when it comes to talking to people, having that pulling from our EQ and knowing how to talk to someone, when to talk to them, what to say, how to say it is key. So if you can just envision yourself on an airplane, you're coming toward the airport, and let's say it's raining, it's sleeting. If the pilot just zooms right in, comes in for a landing, it can be dangerous. So what does a pilot do? The pilot is in connection and in conversation with that control tower. Is it safe to come in? What is the runway look like? Is there another plane already down there that I'm going to crash into that I can't see? So this conversation's going back and forth with the control tower. And until maybe the control tower is saying, you know what, you've got 5 planes that's just landed. Don't come in now. Or right now you're approaching from the east. I need you to circle around and come in through the west, or come in northeast. And so what that tower is doing is giving him tips on when to come in for the landing so that it's a good landing. The timing of the landing's right. The way that he approaches the airport's correct. So I want you to get that visual in your head, because that is true when it comes to talking to people. You know what? We may have to circle the runway for a while. And how do you know when is the right time to come in for the landing? It's through asking questions. And based on the answers we're getting back, if you're asking someone questions and they're going off on another conversation or another thought, or it's just like, their eyes are glazed over and the question goes over their head. If they're not asking you questions back, and there's not an engagement between the two, a back and forth, that's probably a good sign it's not time for you to come in for the landing. Because here's the key, we're not selling a car, and that we get one shot to make a large amount of money. There's not this huge write-up on fruits and vegetables. Where we really develop a great income stream through Juice Plus is having customers who truly get what Juice Plus is. And they're customers for many, many years to come. So I'd rather hold back and not come in for the landing if I can tell someone's not ready, and then continue to educate them, circle back around, have that conversation again. Now, the other thing that's not good is if we're a little bit fearful. So we just circle, 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 circle. And we don't come in for the landing and ask them, are you ready to get started on Juice Plus? So this is where we want to pull from our EQ, those emotional skills, those abilities to read what someone's thinking without them saying a word. So here are the 4 A's we're going to talk about. Number 1 is, if we want to get into great conversations with people, we've got to be able to attract people. And so how do you attract people to you? Are you the kind of person that other people want to be around? Are you excited? if someone's, that is one of the things I love about Linda Gardner. She has always excited. If you know Linda, you know good and well, she's excited about something. And I used to laugh. I'd call her to help her because I was her upline, and I'd get off the phone more fired up than when I got on because she'd fire me up. So are you excited? Are you happy? How about ideas? Are you an ideas person? Are you constantly reading, learning new things, listening? We've got so many recordings and videos and audios and Boxer. We've got so many ways to build ideas. People love to connect with people that have ideas. I'm going to keep throwing people out as they come to mind. I think about Brenda Proctor. I know good and well, if I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I heard such and such, I know Brenda will know where it is and how to get it to me. I mean, she is an ideas person, always has ideas. It must be that school teacher. Or compliments. And I don't mean this that we compliment people when we don't mean it. But if someone says, oh my gosh, I love your hair. Did you get your hair cut? What does that make me do? Boy, I'm all about listening to them, So it's like, can you truly compliment somebody and acknowledge them? Some people are afraid to give out generously true compliments, like it's going to take something away from them. Don't be that kind of person. Give compliments freely to people. And how about knowledgeable? Just knowing you have a lot of knowledge that attracts people. I like to learn. If you're reading a good book, I like to learn and hear about it. So are you able to attract people? So if we're going to get into conversations, that ability of having attractability is going to be huge. How about authenticity? People can smell a fake a mile away. And here's what I'm going to say. We have to be real with people. People can read our body language, our spirit, our soul, our emotions. People can feel that. And we have to be authentic for who we are and what we're doing here. And I love that about Juice Plus, in the fact that Juice Plus is a slow build. We don't walk in and make $1,000 a month. It's a slow build. And that's a good thing, because what we're going to do is attract people that are authentic, that they care about others. They love people. That's key. Now, number 3 is awareness. We have to pay attention how someone is responding to us, kind of back to that circle in the runway, so that we know what to say and what questions to ask them. And my husband has this saying all the time: he who asks the questions guides the conversation. So as I'm asking questions, I want to get them to take the conversation to a certain point. Am I aware of the questions, how they're answering, how that exchange is going on? Let's be really aware. Let's have a high self-awareness when we're talking to people, so that we know how to take the conversation in the right direction. And then lastly, a lot of times if I have someone who says, I can't grow a business, I just can't get customers, what I find is the activity level isn't high. They may be talking to 3 people. You guys, build that memory jogger. Your upline should already be talking to you about building your memory jogger to 100 names. Because what we don't want to do is we have a conversation, we just keep having the same conversation over and over and over again with the same people. What we want is have a large number of people that we're touching. We're like a butterfly. We're touching here, talking to this person, talking to that person, a little bit here, a little bit there, here, there. Because what you don't want is anyone to feel like, oh my gosh, this person's going to wear me out until I buy Juice Plus. That we want them to know you're excited, you've got energy, and you're talking to a lot of people, and that's going to come through. And so we have to connect with a lot of people so that no one ever feels wore out. Instead, they're excited to hear from us. What's she going to share? What new information does she have? So remember those 4 A's when approaching this conversation and what to say to people. we got to get these 4 A's right first, because if we don't get this right, what we say isn't going to matter. So think about, am I attractable? Am I authentic? Do I have self-awareness? Am I truly putting in the activity into this business to really have a lot of opportunities for conversations? All right. So here's what I'm gonna briefly go through some ideas with you, and then let's open up the line and let me hear y'all's thoughts, comments, what's working for you, what's not working for you. All right. So the next, I've got 18 questions. I'm going to go through them pretty quickly. So number 1, and I love this thought. If you're not willing to walk away with just the possibility of a new friend, let's just say they're never going to get on Juice Plus. They're never going to join you as a partner in this business. If you're not willing to walk away with that idea of just creating a new friendship, and nothing more than that, then this process isn't going to work with you. Let's get good at making new friends. Because here's the deal. Maybe that person you're connecting with may never get on Juice Plus, but you never know who they know that they will connect you with. And I'm seeing Linda. So Sandy Thompson, Linda, Chris Williams, and Sherry Moore. Look out, because those are the only 4 people I see right now. So you guys are going to hear from me a lot. But Linda has one of the sweetest, loveliest daughters in the world, and a dear friend of mine, Lisa Turkhurst, which most of you know. Well, I just wanted Lisa Turkhurst to be part of our Juice Plus, become a Juice Plus partner. But Lisa was calling her in another direction. But look who I got to lock arms with and be best friends with. It's her mom, Linda Gardner. And so you guys, we never know. So don't ever feel like, oh, that person said no to me. That's okay. You never know when they will join you, either as a customer or as a partner, but you don't know who they can connect you with. And those people may be, who knows what they can do. So just be okay with making friends, because that's what we really want to do, is love on people. So number 1, a lot of times I just get talking about what people do for a living. What do you do for a living? How long have you been doing that? Do you love what you do? If you could do something else, what would it be? Just find out about people. Learn as much as you can about people, and let the conversation, these opening conversations, let them go where they want to go, and just go with them. Because the number 1 thing is to build a relationship with that person. Number 2, where would you like to be in 5 years? Always love to hear that. Where do you want to be? That question there is really what drew me to Juice Plus what made me decide I wanted to be a Juice Plus partner. And then there's some follow-up questions underneath that. And we'll post these so that you can pull them and look at them. You came to mind when I saw maybe this video. I was watching a video, they were talking about anxiety. And I remember you saying something about anxiety. Would you like to check this video out? We have what's called our recordings Facebook group with all those amazing audios and videos. With you name the topic, I guarantee there's probably an audio or video talking about Juice Plus, about that particular topic. And so I go on there, and when I see it, when I listen, and I try every day to listen to something, pouring new information in my mind, so that when I'm talking to someone, I can make the connection, so I can offer something of value to them. What makes you jump out of bed in the morning? There's another question. I always love to hear what gets people excited. If you could travel anywhere, where would you travel? Finding out what people's interests are gives you a lot of knowledge to know how to get into good conversations with people. And I promise you, if we have Juice Plus top of mind, you're going to have an opportunity to make a connection. Have you ever thought of having a side hustle? If so, what is it? What piques your interest? Don't be afraid to hear. Don't just jump into Juice Plus. Hear what they have to say. All right, here's another list of them. Do you have children? People love to talk about their kids, and I guarantee you will get into a great conversation about Juice Plus if you start by finding out about their kids. Where do you go to church? Oh, do you know so-and-so? I visited that. You know, what it does is it just opens up the door of conversation. Our goal in the beginning is to either rekindle a relationship or make new friends and develop new relationships. Don't rush this process. I saw that picture that you posted the other day. Tell me about your trip. What happened to your kid? So what's going on with you? What illnesses are you struggling with? Man, that right there will open up 1,000 different opportunities. If you could paint your perfect day, what would it look like? You know, what you're doing is getting to know these people. Have you ever thought about creating a secondary income stream? You know, people are afraid of the word business, like, oh my gosh, I don't have enough time for a business, but everyone has time to create another income stream to come into their household. I guarantee you. So change your verbiage a bit. Then who do you admire the most and why? Just a great conversation. And I'm telling you, these things will open up doors of conversation. And as you talk to people, you'll have an opportunity to talk about Juice Plus. Where do you live? Where did you go to college? You know, what sorority were you in? What do you do to protect your family's health and well-being? That right there is a great question to be asking right now, because I guarantee you people are thinking about it. What's your favorite date night with your husband? Would you rather read a book or watch Netflix? I could tell you, don't get me started on talking about Netflix. I should say I like to read a book better, but right now I'm on a good Netflix. Do you like to cook? You know, you guys, if you just, okay, I'm going to stop sharing and we will post these so you guys can have them. And maybe could someone volunteer to be our scribe? Because I know we're going to get some more ideas. Karen Farrell, I see your beautiful face. I'm tapping you to be perfect. I knew you'd do a good job of it. So capture any more questions that people throw out as conversation openers. So let me hear from you guys. And I'm going to read what you guys are putting in the chat section, but who wants to kick us off with some ideas or maybe some challenges that you currently have had? All right, don't make me drag it out of anybody. Come on, someone.
I'll start.
Who is that? I can't see.
It's Tish.
Perfect, Tish. Kick us off.
Okay. So I've been thinking about how challenging this can be for people who are very healthy. You know, they don't have that compelling reason to move forward and say, oh my gosh, I've got to share this with people, because that's what happened to me 3 years ago. And I continued to feel that way and think that way. But I can honestly see how someone who doesn't have that feeling or that experience, you know, it didn't impact them personally to change their health, to improve their health. They would feel that, gosh, this is just kind of selling, right? But I think that there is a little piece of me that kind of sparks up every once in a while. And so what happens to me is I think of my customers, and I do that what if that we always say, right? What if I don't tell them? And what if I do and they are better? So I think that for those who don't have that compelling, burning desire to really move this business forward because it didn't impact them personally with their health, I think that's a little piece that they can do to really think, you know, forward and move forward, is to say, okay, you know, this is a great product. We all know this. And what if, you know, I don't tell them? And then it just starts to snowball. It just starts to build when you impact someone's life, and then you continue to think that way. Because honestly, I've thought of my customers who have changed drastically, and I think, oh my gosh, if I had not told them about it, I've got to keep telling people about it because of that.
Well, I love what you're saying, and I love that you're throwing out a challenge, because we all get faced with challenges, and I like your what if, and I think that's excellent. Another thing as you're talking came to my mind was the Australian, I think it's the Australian study where maybe it's the Cobra study, the Australian study, Brenda?
There are two different ones.
Okay. Well, the one where with the one, and I have to go back and look, but with each additional added serving of fruits and vegetables, I think it was the Australian study, it's athletes, isn't that one on the athletes, that they had a homocysteine level of like 8, which is like incredible, meaning they are so healthy. But when 80 days on Juice Plus, it lowered their homocysteine level to 7, which is unheard of. And so to me, what that screams is, I don't care how healthy we are, with every additional serving of fruits and vegetables, we drive down our chances of any disease across the board. So I think what if is a great one, because we don't know what's coming down the pike with people. But then also knowing that study, and I'll get more information on that exact study so that we have something to share. But that's a really good point. Thank you, Tish.
Mm-hmm.
Who else?
Well, I think personally,
I'll join in.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Brenda.
Brenda, finish.
Okay. I think personally, I love your perspective, Tish, but one of the things that I love about this is that no matter where somebody is, if you ask about their kids or their grandkids, and just being able to bring in the children's health study, I know for years what a lot of times people won't do for themselves. Everybody wants their children to be healthy.
Right.
And I really appreciate that conversation. I think there's a lot of value to that, but also bringing in their kids or their family's health too is a lot of times a great door opener.
Good point. So there's three avenues to go with if you get someone who says, we're healthy. So 3 different doors to take them through. Someone was going to respond to. Who was that?
That was me, Elaine, Sandy Thompson.
Okay, Sandy.
Piggybacking off of Tish, so many people say that they're healthy, but the more you dig and the more you ask questions, you find out that they're maybe not as healthy as they think they are. And then the other point is there's somebody around them that is struggling. A brother, a sister, mom, dad, whatever, family member. One of the things that I have appreciated so much is getting back to connecting with my Facebook